This is Roland in Studio B. We're live broadcasts are made possible by Sierra Nevada Brewing Company. And live music today from Tony Eltora. Hey, Tony.
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for coming in.
Oh man, thanks for having us.
Long drive from Taylorsville.
Well, actually, we routed down towards Gastonia
Okay.
and did something down there, and then kind of came up the back way here.
Yeah,
So
nice. You got a new record out.
got a new record out.
It's called Virginia. We love it.
Well, thank you. Hopefully, people love it out there too.
Yeah. So Tony's got a show coming up Saturday in Morganton at Catawba Brewing Company around 8 o'clock or so, something like that.
Yep.
He's got the band in the house today. He's ready
Yes.
to go.
Yes.
What's your first song?
We're gonna play Virginia off the album.
All right, very nice. Tony Eltora is playing live today here in Studio B. Virginia, the name of the song. It's the name of the new record too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about you spent some time in Richmond.
Yeah. Is that's I guess the impetus for the song? It's sort of where you grew up.
Yeah, it's kind of like the journey of it
Yeah.
all. Like for over the past 20 years, where I've been living down here in Carolina for about 20 years. So the album kind of starts out. That's kind of sets the stage for the rest of the album, you know, and just goes through some personal things, some relationship things, some all kinds of stuff on the album. And so yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's a very nice, cohesive project.
Yeah, my sense. Listen, tell me if I'm on the right track. But song after song, it feels like there's a sense of movement, or like you're on the cusp of something. And each song, it may be physical movement or another kind of movement, but
Well, I mean, I appreciate you pick up on that. I mean, you always try to achieve something like that. You know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This album, I just feel like it was pretty easy for us to record. It just felt natural. You know, even the way we recorded it, just all in one room, just very bare bones. You know, very few takes, not a lot of overdubs, and it's kind of what we're going for.
yeah.
So.
Is it a chronological kind of thing?
You're the second person to ask that. No, I thought about it, but it wouldn't flow song-wise. Like, listening to it wouldn't have the same vibe. You know, does that make sense? It has
Sure.
to listen well, I feel. You know, so if I did it chronologically, it would be kind of a little bit more jaggedy, you know. So I wanted it to listen well. I wanted it to be, whether people do it or not, you know, because I know everything is just kind of like streamed these days in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I would hope people will listen to the whole album, you know, because it kind of tells a story.
It is fun, like the whole idea of an album, as opposed to like a single, and things like sequencing and then the order and how people perceive the fifth song on the record.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you see a lot more of it, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's kind of the premise behind it all.
Who's in your band today?
So on drums, we got Curtis Strasner back here on drums. And he plays with a group called the Moon Unit, and a nice young band, more progressive band coming out. We got Elon JD on the bass. Elon plays with Jonathan Scales.
Oh, okay.
And Marcus Harmon on sax, and Marcus plays with a lot of people, Simplified, and so we kind of get together, and they're able to do some stuff with me every now and then. So
Yeah, I like the lineup, and especially having the saxophone in. And how'd you come up with this? Is it just like the musicians you found, or were you going for a real certain sound?
what I could do. It's what I could just wrangle up at the time now. No, I've always loved horn sounds. My first album, there was a lot more horn arrangements.
Yeah.
But as we've kind of played together as a group over the years, it was a good balance between studio and live, because live we just play off each other really well, and just, you know, pick up on each other. So, and to me, it's more about the relationship on stage, you know, and the vibe that you could bring to the stage that I kind of like to play with, you know.
So, and this is the band that was in studio with you.
Yeah.
Plus, you had I guess a couple other people coming in.
Yeah, we had Liam Bailey on the fiddle, and he'll be at the CD release party, and but that was pretty much it. Yeah, so we wanted to take it more of a raw, bare bones.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's a gorgeous record. How long did it take you to put it together?
not too long. I mean, I guess 5 months maybe. So compared to for an album, that's pretty good. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty short. So didn't want to complicate it, you know. Too much time could be, you know, you spend a year on it, then you're like changing what you laid down the first, you know, you get unhappy with it.
Right.
So
Does it sound good when you listen to it on the playback?
I had to wait a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But it sat in I got them about a month ago, and it just sat in the corner of my room, boxed up, you know. And I just had to tell myself, just give it a couple weeks and listen to it, like as a listener, and I really enjoyed what I heard. So
I always love to ask people that because some people are like, "Oh, it sounded so good. I was so proud of it." And other people are like, "Oh, immediately I heard 600,000 mistakes." So it's just
well, I don't mind that, but it's just you want to listen to it like you never heard it, and
right.
that's when you've been listening to it for so intensely for so many months. You're not enjoying it anymore because you're like listening for all the. So I wanted us to kind of give it a break, but I also wanted to kind of mark a moment in my life, and just be okay with it, and I'll make another album later on down the road, that I could do whatever I wanted to do with it. I didn't get to do on this album, so.
Yeah. So the new record we're talking about is called Virginia. It is Tony Eltora on guitar and singing and songwriting and hurting the band together. The show is Saturday night at Catawba Brewing in Morganton. All right, sounding good. Tony Eltora and his band. That song called A Woman Like You. We're live in Studio B, and these are songs off the new record called Virginia. Tony, I put the record in, I don't know, a couple weeks ago and came in here and immediately start looking for boxes. So like, oh, it's kind of an R&B record, or it's a soul record. No, it's actually kind of country. I mean, it really cuts across a lot of the American musical landscape.
Yeah. Well, I'm just too ADD to be stuck with one genre. I mean, I just love so much music. I mean, and growing up, I just listened to whatever inspired me, So, definitely Motown music like that was more like Stax kind of record kind of stuff. And a lot of those horn lines Marcus came up with, and was just really, really great, perfect for the album. But yeah, there's some, if you listen to it, there's some definitely like outlaw country-esque kind of stuff in there, which is kind of cool too, So, yeah.
If you had to name 5 crucial influences, a handful, what would they be?
Well, Derek Trucks, John Schofield, Paul Simon, J.J. Cale.
Were you a guitar player first before the?
Yeah. I've been more of a guitar side man most of my life, until the past 10 years. Been doing more solo original stuff, kind of fronting a band, and it's different, presents its challenges, and but at the same time, I kind of enjoy it,
Yeah.
I enjoy the songwriting aspect of it.
You have a great voice. I mean,
thank you.
it sounds very natural. Was it hard to get used to putting that voice out there?
Well, I'm going to take that compliment because I've heard, growing up, we're like, you should just be the guitar player for now, I don't know if I never really took lessons or anything. I just kind of sang along to the radio, and, I just decided I got a voice. It's just like an instrument. You just got to hone it a little bit, and so, yeah, over the years, I've definitely got more confident in my singing abilities.
Yeah.
So,
Tony Eltora is playing at Catawba Brewing in Morganton Saturday, 8:00-ish, something like that. Another band on the bill, or?
No, just got some special guests.
Uh-huh. Like on the record, like there's like a fiddle tune. You talk like kind of a country tune.
Yeah, so I got a friend of mine, Liam Bailey, and he's an amazing fiddle player, but he's going to be, he sat in on a few tunes on the record, and he helped co-write one of the songs. He's from Nashville, but lives in Hickory now, and so he's going to be sitting in. We got Willie Shane from Red Dirt Revelators. I don't know if you've listened to them much, but harp player. He's going to be sitting in. Drummer friend of mine, Daniel Flynn, who's been with me for a long time. He's going to kind of come sit in, but it's going to be a good time. The first set is devoted towards the album. Second set's devoted towards just letting loose and mixing it up. So
does the band jam? Do you ever stretch the songs out?
Oh yeah. We're going to do a little bit of that in here, but yeah, yes, we take it places where it has no business going sometimes. But that's the fun part about it.
I was going to say, yeah. Why else would you do it? Right?
Yeah, it's the fun part about it.
Cool. So Tony Eltora playing live today. Switching up guitars, what do you got there?
So I acquired this National Resonator in a barter. And it was an older friend of mine. He's, I guess, a guitar picker, or I don't know. He finds these deals, and he found this lady that had she was getting rid of a bad relationship, and her ex bought all these guitars on her money, on her dime, basically. So anyway, I had a couple friends that found out about this lady, and went and picked our house, you know, and there was like all kind of amazing guitars, and he's like a high-end collector. I can't relate to like a guitar that costs $30,000. I don't, you know, I don't see I don't see that value in it. But I was over at his house one day. He's like, here, I got a guitar for you. This is like a beater guitar I picked up in this trade, you know, and maybe you could do something with it. And so I loved it. And he's like, I'll tell you what, you trade me some guitar lessons, and you could have the guitar. And so, but it's a nice, for me, it's a nice guitar. It's a National Resonator. It's all mahogany.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's and it's just cool. I like it.
And with that lead in, Come See Me is the name of the song. It's Tony Eltora playing live today here at Studio V at WNCW. Songs from the new record, Virginia. You have a favorite song on the record, Tony?
It changes.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It changes from day to day. One of my favorite songs is Searching for a Miracle. I play this actually on the record, or on this guitar as well. And it's one of those songs that's 20 years old, you know, and I reworked it. But I like it because it's nothing complex, but it listens well, you know. I just like songs that listen well, and it just seemed like it seemed like everything, as soon as you laid it down, you didn't have to touch it really. You didn't have to do a whole lot mixing to it. So I like that personally. But, you know, tomorrow is another day, and I'm going to be in a different mood, you know.
So you can ask Tony on Saturday at Catawba Brewing what his favorite song is.
It will change, trust me.
Who's in the band again?
On sax, we got Marcus Harmon.
Also on the cool little funky dance steps.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if
He's
you noticed
got
that.
some,
Yeah.
and you can watch him. You're videoing this,
Yeah,
right?
we're live streaming right now, and there'll also be a video up. So are we doing live stream? Yeah. And then we'll have a video up later, so yeah, you can see all this stuff.
He will show you some of those
Yeah,
steps.
man.
Yeah. And on bass, we got Elon JD.
And it's his fault that we have the dance steps, because
That's right.
Marcus couldn't
Can't
help but move.
when Elon's playing. And then on the drums, we got Kurt Straciner.
Yeah, sounding great. Band sounds fantastic.
Well, thank you. Thanks.
You want to talk a minute about, I know one of the things that's important to you is using music as a way of sort of helping positive change in the community, giving back to the community. You want to talk some about Hickory Music Factory and some of the other projects?
Yeah, I would love to. So probably about 7 years ago, me and a good friend of mine from Hickory, Rick Klein, started we were both local teachers. He's a drum teacher, I was a guitar teacher, and we just had this idea to start a kind of like a music school. We just wanted to get more students playing music, connecting with each other, giving back to the community. There was a lot of music in the school systems is getting cut out.
Yep.
So we just felt like there was a need not being met. And so we were crazy enough to try to start this journey, and never knew it would take off as well as it did. And the city got behind us. City's been great support. We lease a building from them, and we partner with them and provide outreach programs to the community and things like that, and teach private lessons. And but Elon is one of our teachers, and he teaches some bass lessons there. And actually, Kurt was a student of Rick's years ago, and it's kind of crazy to be playing with Kurt, because I remember him when he was real small, you know. But he's just a great drummer, and so yeah, it's just amazing. I'm tickled to death that it is where it is.
You got to feel good, like you have this idea, and then it works, and you're doing something, and it's helping people. That's kind of pretty cool.
It is. It's I almost have to pinch myself sometimes. I mean, you know, considering it wasn't too long ago that people wouldn't give me they didn't trust me with a whole lot, you know. So for the city to say, here are the keys to a building and run with it, you know, is amazing to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it wouldn't get to where it is without the community support. And obviously the community felt there was a need for it.
Yeah.
And a lot of local businesses and corporate sponsorships. And as you know, I mean, it takes a lot for this radio station. Any nonprofit takes a lot of hard work, a lot of good people behind you.
Yep.
And you know, we wouldn't be anywhere without those people. You know, it would just be an idea. You know, so
cool. You can learn more about Tony. Where's your Facebook page? Where's a good place to go to get shows?
Yes, you can go to Facebook. You go to my website, Facebook. Just Tony Eltora, Eltora.
Yeah.
Same thing with website Tony Eltora.
And you can get a look at the new record there, which is called Virginia. By the way, I really like the artwork and the photography on the cover and the whole thing.
Cool. I try to I wanted the artwork to, when you looked at it, you kind of got a sense of what it was about, you know. So hopefully it speaks to you. So when you look at an album, you can be like, I could kind of get an idea what this music is about.
Yeah. So on the inside, you want to describe? We'll get your last song. You want to describe the fold out the photograph. There's a lot of space.
Yeah. I don't know if I intentionally planned it. I just the photography. There's two photographers. The cover shot is from a friend of mine in Hickory. His name is Corey Goebel, and he was doing a video shoot for something else and took some pictures of me, and I just really liked that picture.
Mm-hmm.
And then the artwork on the inside and the back cover is from a friend of mine from Virginia. His name is Ben Young, and he was living out in North Dakota for a while, and he just picked up photography, and he would go into these old abandoned houses that have been abandoned for 30, 40 years, and it just take these cool pictures of these landscapes and things like that, and it just kind of, I'm friends with them via Facebook, you know, connects everybody, and it just kind of felt right. You know, and it had some connection back to the title of the album, back to it where it all began, and it just seemed like the right thing to do to give him.
So there's this old house in a field, and then just a horizon. It's just kind of nothing, right? Trees, a few trees.
Yeah, it tells a story in itself.
Yes.
You know? But you know, and hopefully people pick up the album to see that.
There you go.
You don't get it on iTunes. You know, you don't get it on Spotify. But hopefully people picked it up because that's. I remember as a kid listening to records and looking at albums, and
sure.
that was a big part of it, was looking at the artwork.
You're looking at it while you listen, right?
Yeah.
The two, yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, but they could pick up a hard copy at the CD release party this Saturday or through my website.
Okay, it's Tony Eltora and his band playing live in Studio B, and again Saturday night up in Morganton at the Catawba Brewing Company. That was pretty good, folks. Tony Eltora, What You Need, the name of the tune. And again, songs from the new record called Virginia. The show is at Catawba Brewing in Morganton Saturday night. Man, it was awesome, Tony.
Thank you for having us once again. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for bringing the music. Sounded great. Band sounded great. Everything all around.